like struggling over here.
Yeah.
What's going on, everybody? Okay. I just want to make sure the audio was correct because I was just messing with it at the last minute. So, welcome everyone to the Dylan Talks Tone Q&A, guitar Q&A that we do every Thursday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. For those of you that don't know, Dylan Talks Tone, we make videos. We do it almost every day of the week. But our real job is that we make pickups. So if you want to order some pickups, there's a link down at the bottom of the screen, Dylan Talks Tone. You can order those pickups there.
What's the button? Oh, and the volume's not up.
Right there. Red button at the
This
top.
one?
Yep.
Oh, dang it. It moved. We already
Super chat.
have a super chat from Joey Dano Guitars. Thank you for the super chat, Doug. He says, I'll start off ad-free, baby.
Thank you so much. Yeah, we should mention that right off the top, that we are ad-free when we do live streams. We turn the ads on later. So if you're watching it in YouTube replay, you might see some. But if you're here right now, you're not going to see any ads because I leave it off. So if you want to support the ad freeness, you can use a super chat or a super sticker or something that would be killer. We're going to
just like Dave did. Dastardly Dave, super chat. Thank you. He says, Brian made me do it.
That's the joke. I think that needs to be a t-shirt. Okay, so one of the things I want to talk about real quick.
Maybe you'll get to talk. And then we got Van Shank Guitars saying, keeping it ad-free.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
Thanks,
Ivan. So we're going to talk about the one true and holy pickup, which is the P90 tonight.
Did you just call it true and holy?
Yeah, the one true and holy pickup. That's what is in the thumbnail, and we will get to that in just a moment. But we're also going to...
We're going to interrupt you again for Paul McNary super chat. Thanks, Paul. That was it. Just super chat from Paul.
Thank you, Paul. I appreciate you. We're going to talk about guitar stuff for about an hour, and then we're going to go off topic stuff and talk about whatever you want to talk about.
We might not let him talk tonight. So these are funny because obviously we use a program. So I got a super sticker from Tony Leonardi. Thank you, Tony.
Thanks, Tony.
And it says, Shiba dog shaking his body from left to right, surrounded by red hearts.
That's amazing.
Hilarious. Oh, I pushed the button and not the other button. We also got a super chat from Jim Woodard. Thank you, Jim. Ad-free. Can't be left out.
Thanks,
Y'all are
man.
great.
Yeah.
It's really funny that we get to interrupt him this many times.
I love it. I appreciate it very much. So one of the things with the one true and holy pickup is, well, how do we make it more exciting? And one of the things that we're doing to make it more exciting is we have come out with another special edition. And they have these sparkly, in fact, I can show you because I have some right here and they're on the website. There is a link to them in the description. Let me just snap this on here because, you know, lasers and stuff. So this is acrylic and sparkly and comes in a bunch of different colors. There's actually a black metallic, which is really cool. There is a gold metallic if you want that kind of gold foily sort of look. I don't have any silver in stock, so I didn't cut any, but we can do silver too, which is pretty cool. And then a couple of things I did not put on the website yet, because I only have one of each right now. But I took some leather and I engraved a paisley pattern on it and dyed it and treated it so that it looks amazing. So that's got paisley on it. And then this one has some subliminal skulls that you can barely see, which is really cool. Wait, pattern. What? Yeah.
I did not even notice that.
That's why I did it.
It's just like a marbled look.
No, that's why I did it like that, because from a quick look, it does. Yeah. It looks sort of marbled, but it's actually skulls. It's really, really neat.
I missed it.
So if you want some kind of subtle edginess to your guitar with P90s in it, we can do that. And the leather ones are not on the website. They're going to be $149 because there's a lot more work that goes into these. We actually hand dye these and everything. The acrylic ones are the normal
You're
special edition
using all my
129.
gloves too. You're gonna have to buy me some more.
We're going to have to buy some more gloves, yeah, because we're going through them. And then we also have a pre-order, and some people pre-ordered some today, of our Cerakote pickup covers. If you're not familiar with what Cerakote is, it's ceramic. They use it on firearms and knives and stuff. It's really, really tough. And if you want black pickups on your guitar, it's a great way to do that because it doesn't get chalky like the black stuff usually does. So you can check that out. Another thing, we got some new merch. Some people ordered some Sasquatch hats today, so that's pretty cool.
We got super chat from Sarge978. Thank you, Sarge. He said, "How are the McCready's coming along?"
If you look at my Instagram today or my Facebook, you will see them in the background in the picture. And actually, the pickup that I am holding up to show you what my logo looks like on the bottom of the pickups is one of them. So the pick guard for that setup gets here tomorrow. So we are very, very close. We are very close. I wound them today. They're all done.
I interrupted you again.
Go ahead.
Super chat from Joey Dano Guitars. Thank you, Doug. He said, "Holy crap, I'm definitely gonna have to get that."
I don't know what he's talking about because we just
Something you showed,
Yep,
probably.
we just totally went through a whole bunch of stuff. But anyway, all of that stuff is really cool. I just wanted to tell you all about that. We do have an email that comes out every Friday now, just one with a few things on it. So if you want to sign up for the email, that's on the website. We're going to come up with some cool, fun ways to do that. We're showing some really neat experimental stuff over on Patreon. As I'm playing around with some of these pickup designs and some other stuff, we're showing that. So there's a little benefit to being on Patreon, especially right now, because you also get 10% off anything we make. So anyway, there you go. I know it took a while to get through all that because of all the super chats, but I am not complaining. I 100% appreciate you. I'm just talking to all the people that will be complaining because we're not getting to the subject on time. But we already talked about P90s, the one true and holy pickup, which is what is in the thumbnail. So they can't complain. Let's go ahead and go to our first question that is in Patreon and discuss this some more.
Sure. So Rob sends in, "Hello, Leslie, Brianna, and Dylan. It dawned on me the other day that there are multiple models of DTT Strat single coils and multiple models of humbuckers, yet only one P90. As P90s are my favorite pickup, I'm curious why only one flavor. Thanks."
Yeah. You want to take that super chat really quick and then we'll get back to this?
Sure. Super chat from Dastardly Dave. Thanks for the super chat, Dave. He says, "I got an idea for the project that we talked about. Call you tomorrow."
Excellent. Very cool. So here is what I think. So you're right. We have three. There will be a total of 5 different Strat pickup models after next week because we've got these new pickups coming out, and so that'll be 5 different models that we have. We only have one model of real P90, right? Like this one. Of course, it comes in a dog ear and it comes in a soap bar, but they're the same. It's just a different base plate and a different cover. The reason we don't have a bunch of varieties of them is because I don't think you need them.
Super chat from Brett Akeson. Akeson. Let's go with that. Thank you, Brett. He says, "More cowbell."
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. And thank you for the super chat, really. The reason we don't have more than one is because why would you want... I always joke about this, but it's true. We make the best P90 there is. And I call it the one true and holy pickup because why would you want... What do you want different in a P90? The answer usually, if I ask somebody what the answer in the pickup is, like if you have P90s, what don't you like about them? What do you want to fix? One is, the biggest one is there's not enough clarity. And when you use the tone, you can't use your tone knob at all because they're already so muddy, then they just get muddier and muddier. There's not enough note definition, especially on the neck pickup. If you put it in the neck pickup position, it just gets super woofy, and your note definition goes away, especially when you play it with gain on it. When you play clean, they're super flat across the top. That's the way Gibson ones are. So my thing when I design pickups is to solve problems or to maybe hit a tone, but that was really to just get what I think a P90 should sound like. And it's based on um, Greg Martin from Kentucky Headhunters, his 56 Les Paul Jr. And that's where that sound came from. That's what the spec is from. And I think that's the best sounding P90 there is. Now, people will say, well, I want a hotter one. Why? Why do you want a hotter one? Typically, that's because you're not sticking out in a mix. Well, our pickups solve that problem too because they have a much stronger mid range than the normal ones and they're not so crackly on the top end. There's this top mid thing that Gibsons have that kind of are a little bit brittle where we don't have that. It's a smoother, uh, I hate to say honkier because that sounds bad, but like a honkier mid range that you can turn down with the volume. It goes away when you turn the volume down. So, what I think we've done is instead of having, you know, and I say this all the time about a lot of our pickups, instead of having a pickup that does this, does this, does this, and does this, why don't you just have one that does all of it? And I really feel like our P90 has done that. I've experimented with a bunch of different P90 designs um, and different wine counts and stuff like that. And I never like them more. They are always, there's always a compromise. And that's the way it is with pickup building anyway. Everything is a compromise. So when you hit on something that's just amazing, I'm very reluctant to change it. The other thing is, a lot of people will say, well, how come I like a different sound. Why don't you? And here's why. You know, can you make this with Alnico 8 magnets in it? Can you make a ceramic one? Yeah, I can, but I'm not going to like how it sounds. And here's what happens. If I make something super custom off the wall that we have not tested and verified and thousands of them are out there and right, and we make it and you don't like it, then I made a pickup that you don't like. And that almost never happens. So I don't want to set an expectation because I did something special for you that it's going to be special, even though I know it's not actually going to be as good. So I would just rather not set that expectation and have you stick with the good thing. So that's kind of why we do it. Now, the Strat stuff's different because Strat stuff is so easy to play with. Uh, when it really comes down to it, we only have a couple of different wine counts, but we play with magnets. And so, but they take a lot more work to design and a lot more testing. But uh, you can do a lot of things with Strat pickups, and I just don't feel like you get good results um, when you mess with P90s away from the one true and holy wind, which is 10,000 to 42 and A5. I just think it works.
So I'm assuming this question came from Rob F. He just said, "Thanks, Dylan, for the explanation. By the way, I love the sound of my DTT P90s."
Excellent. Thank you.
Uh, on the same subject, before we move on, Joseph Zatlukal, I'm sorry, Joseph. He says, "I made sure to show up to this one. I love a good P90, and so far, Lawler has been my go-to for P90s. I'm interested in your opinions."
Um, I like my P90 better because the top end and the top mid range is better. That being said, if I was going to recommend anyone's P90s in the world besides mine, it would be Jason Lawler's. His are really good. They are very, very good. That would be the one other one that I would recommend over mine. Or not over mine, but if to give you a choice for sure. Yeah, absolutely. They're really good.
And then AF McMurray 27 said, "I definitely want to try them now."
I mean, they're good. I'm super proud of them. I have them in a guitar right there, and I play them almost every day myself. I have a lot of guitars, and
Do you?
I do. Do you know that right now, like right now,
Right now. Okay.
the only guitars that I own, I have 20 something guitars that have my pickups in them are P90 guitars with my P90s in them.
That doesn't surprise me.
All the other ones have stock pickups.
Not because the other ones are bad.
Not because the other ones are bad, just I like my P90s. Until next week. My McCready's going to have new pickups in it next week.
All right. Question from Sarge. Good evening, Dylan, Leslie, and or Brianna. Hope all is well. Finally getting to the point where I should probably start putting together a pedal board to keep things organized. I've seen there's apps where you can design a layout and it's supposed to be able to tell you what you'll need for patch cable lengths. Any recommendations or other tips for getting this right? Quality cables not being cheap, really don't want to mess it up with trial and error.
Yes, here's what I would do. I would get in touch with the folks at Runway Audio, and I would have them help you plan your pedal board. They are really good at it. And they'll build you a turnkey deal if you want. But basically what you can do is lay it out with string and add a couple inches and you're good. That's typically and I think that's what Austin would tell you to do. But yeah, that they are really good at it, and that's who I use. I don't even think about it myself. I just tell them what I'm doing. They tell me how to measure it. I measure it, and then they make the cables. It's one of those things that I just don't want to think about, so I just leave the knowledge to them.
Shane asked, is there a contradiction with Paul Reed Smith releasing new pickups while recently declaring it's all about the tone wood?
There's a contradiction in saying in that's why that whole thing is dumb, because you will contradict yourself at some point because it's not real, or because if it is real, you don't know why or how to explain it. And one of the things with Paul Reed Smith is he says a lot of stuff, but he doesn't actually explain it. So he's gonna contradict himself no matter what. I don't think it's a contradiction that he's excited about some new pickups. I don't think that. But what I think's funny is that new guitar is Poplar, and everybody's gonna freak out because it's Poplar. But whatever. It's a great guitar. Probably. I don't want one. I think it's ugly, but okay.
Super chat from Sarge978. He said, I didn't know Runway did that. Good info. Thanks.
They do, and if you use Dylan Talks Tone, you get 10% off.
Thanks, Sarge. Let's see. Pete. Pete says, hey guys, I'm in the process of looking for an acoustic pickup for my recently finished acoustic guitar. In my research so far, I have heard good things about LR Bags and Seymour Duncan, but was wondering if you have used any acoustic pickups and what your thoughts are about them in general.
I am an LR Bags man. All of my acoustics that have do I have a K&K in something? Nope. All of my acoustics, I got like 6, that have pickups in them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 of my 6 acoustics have LR Bags pickups in them. My 6th one, my Martin D28, does not have a pickup in it, but I have a pickup on order for it, and it is an LR Bags too. It's not out yet. It's called the LR Bags Hi-Fi something. It's new. I'm a fan of the Lyric. I'm a fan of the one that has the under saddle and the microphone both. Those are my favorites because you get the movement of air and like an actual mic'd guitar sound, plus like the accuracy and the clarity of the under saddle put together. Those are my favorite. I think you'll spend about $300 for LR Bag's stuff with all that junk in it, but I think it's worth it.
Why are we backwards again?
Because we were writing on a live stream the other night, and you just can't write backwards. Like, yeah.
Fine. All right. Shane, dear Dylan, in this week's podcast, you mentioned we should force Led Zeppelin on our kids.
I did not say that.
I wonder what you think of reaction channels like Dana's Faith, where the father basically makes his preteens react to Zeppelin, Metallica, and Rush songs to get clicks. Child abuse?
You may have misheard me because I said don't do that. I think it's very important to make sure that when you are encouraging young people to play guitar, that you allow them to express their own art, because they're going to see it differently than we are at a different age. And that's not bad. And I think people that force any kind of creativity or art or music on other people and like, you need to learn this, it just stifles it. So you may have misheard me, but no, I'll totally disagree with it at all costs.
Yeah, he said it was a typo. He meant we shouldn't.
Yeah, no. Okay. So, I think so those channels are just for reactions, for clicks, because they're funny. You know, if you I don't think that's just somebody trying to get views. If that would be like me, I don't know what that would be like, because my kids are pretty open-minded. So to set them down and be like, here, eat this mayonnaise, like, other than that, I can't think of anything or Miracle Whip.
Ew.
I can't think of anything because my kids are pretty open-minded with stuff. But I'm sure they're just doing it to get a reaction because it's funny to be like, this is stupid. You know what I mean? Or whatever their reaction is. I don't know.
And I think your parents forcing you to do anything means you're not going to like it. Period.
Yeah, exactly.
The anthem, is that a pickup? Is that what everybody's talking about?
So the anthem is a more basic one. I do have that in one of my guitars. It's good. It's very good.
People are saying it's the anthem. The lyric and the anthem have the pickup and microphone set up. Then Bill said he thought the lyric only had one mic, not the undersaddle. So I don't know.
Okay. Well, maybe it is the anthem then. Maybe I'm getting them mixed up. But you want the one that has the two knobs here, and then the microphone and the undersaddle thing with the little preamp. It might go on the end pin, if I recall. I'm like trying to recall the photo of it with all the parts, but that's the one you want.
So an unexpected fire just showed up. The P90 in the thumbnail is all gold and sparkly. The ones on your site look like regular ones. Are the sparkly ones on sale?
The sparkly ones are on under the pickup vault on the front page. If you go to the front page, it'll say the pickup vault on the bottom. Like, scroll down a little bit, it'll be right there. There's a direct link in the description of the video to get to them.
Joshua, favorite, oh, with a U, so he must be from
Somewhere else.
Yeah. Favorite guitarist from a band that isn't necessarily known for the guitar. Mine is a toss up between Steve Lukather and Johnny Marr.
From Toto. Favorite guitarist from a band that's not really known for guitar. Taylor Swift. No. She's my 8th favorite. Wow, that's a hard question. So right off the top of my head, the two that I immediately think of, but maybe Mike McCready might be a little bit too guitar leaning, like you think of. But like grunge bands, I don't think you thought of them as like we were coming out of shred time, we were coming out of metal, like old metal, and grunge bands were kind of their own thing. And my favorite guitar player in that era, so this is the first thing I thought of, was Mike McCready. The other person I thought of was Chris Shiflett from Foo Fighters, because he's freaking good, and he's like better than, like, I don't know, he's just so good. So those might be my. There's more, I'm sure, but Mike McCready was right at the top of the list for me.
All right.
He's really good.
That was Patreon.
Joshua sent a picture on Patreon today of himself in the Dylan Pickups skater shirt in a travel trailer. They must be on vacation somewhere, so they're off camping or traveling or something. And
he said camping. He is at Hawks.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He. I didn't know the relevance. Yeah. Hello from a campground in Virginia.
Oh, cool. Right on. Yeah. He sent a picture on Patreon today of. So over on Patreon, we have like a running chat that just goes 24/7, and we just keep adding to it all the time. It's kind of fun. And so people will just share what they're doing or whatever.
Cool.
Yeah, man.
You want more questions, or you want?
Let's do questions. Yeah.
All right. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything. I don't think I did. Yeah, I don't think I did. All right. Summer statements. I don't know. Summer thoughts. I don't know. Curtis Chavez says, well, I've never seen Leslie in a ball cap before. Right on.
That's right.
You can buy it. That's why I'm wearing it.
You can buy it at dylanandleslie.com.
I designed it myself.
There's a super chat too.
What?
I just saw it.
You saw it?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you did. Found it. Super chat from Sarge978. Thank you. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. Kim Thale. McCready is good, but it's so much recycled Hendrix, I have to deduct points.
I see your point. I get it. I see what you're saying. But I think that's where my strat is, where I come from. So, yeah.
Scroll. Oh, I'm not supposed to be here. I'm supposed to be on another tab. Just kidding. Jose Daniel Zamora P says, really cool and complimentary combination you uploaded on Instagram with the P365.
That's hers.
Okay. I don't know what picture.
I just took a rose gold picture.
So this was funny. So I was going to read it. Curtis Chavez said, he asked me a question. Leslie, have you been losing weight? I thought you were Chelsea. Did I get her name right? I suck at remembering names. And then somebody asked a question with her name in it. And he said, Brianna, I'm so sorry. I got your name wrong.
That's funny.
Anyway, I don't know if she's going to watch her.
She's working tonight, so she's busy.
Jose Daniels Moore P also said, thanks for solving the website issue. Really excited about the Cerakote pickups.
Oh yeah, if people were trying to order the Cerakote stuff and it was out of stock, it was mixed. It was a mess up on the, like, certain variants were showing out of stock, and I had to go in there and fix it. So if you were trying to order them, you still can.
Draw for Real, I think you said it in passing. Draw for Real said, you believe in Bigfoot?
I
I don't know
mean,
if that's the tone or if it's a question. Do you believe in Bigfoot?
do you?
Me?
No, I was
Oh,
looking.
okay. Was that the answer?
Yes.
Robert Hastings says, "Hello, everyone. Love the new colors. Colors? Oh, pickups. I'll
Oh,
miss
nice.
you all tonight, but we'll leave a like and catch up tomorrow." He was actually here. That was
Probably earlier.
into no, he it was into the broadcast, so he must have seen the pickups at least
Oh, cool. Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
because he is usually here before we get here. Curtis Chavez says, "I have a Gretsch Stump-O-Matic. Is that a word?
Okay.
With horrible pickups. Those P90s are gorgeous. I am considering swapping to those. Man, that's a gorgeous pickup on your thumbnail."
Dude, I mean, you should do it. That'd be cool. I agree.
Matthew Altamere says, "Do you need to sign up for emails if you've already been a customer or Patreon member?"
No. Good question.
Are you
No.
getting the emails, Matthew? That might be the real question.
Yeah. If you're a customer, you should be getting them. If you're not, let me know.
Yeah. Ted Onishchuk says, "What do you think of DiMarzio area 58, 61, 67 with the smaller noise canceling coil? They've been around a while. People say they're finicky."
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I've heard them, and I think they sound good. I think it depends what you use them for. Um, so I don't really. I'm not a fan personally, but that's not to say that you can't make them sound good. I'm just not a fan because I think you have to work too hard to make them sound good. So finicky.
Mhm. Sorry. He said he doesn't think he got the Friday update email.
That makes sense. I didn't send one.
Wow.
Well, we were busy this last weekend, and I couldn't do it.
All right. Joe Healy said, what are you drinking tonight, Dylan? My glass is filled with Eagle Rare on the rocks."
Oh, that's awesome. Um, it's just some stuff. It's barrel dovetail. This is a cask buy from a local place here. I got this at Augusta Liquors. And they
It's a very heavy pour, though.
well, we're gonna be here a while, and it's pretty good. I'm kind of low on stock right now, and I haven't gone to the liquor store, and I actually finished my big cool bottle of tequila that I got in March, so that's gone now. Which is what I was gonna drink tonight, but there was like, you know how sometimes a bottle's so heavy that you can't tell how much is in it. So I go like this, and it's like, and I'm like, oh. So I went, and then had to go find something else.
Christopher Valdez said, "Ever consider making a P90 to fit into a melody maker?"
um, yeah, we've done it. I can't do it right now because we don't have the right hardware to do it.
Super chat from Sarge978. Thank you for the super chat, Sarge. He says, "While not grunge, I don't think Stephen Carpenter of the Deftones gets the credit he should. Also, think Lindsey Buckingham doesn't get enough either."
I can't stand Fleetwood Mac, so you can have Lindsey Buckingham, but I do agree on Stephen Carpenter because the Deftones are cool. I'll tell you another one is Dinosaur Jr. I freaking love Dinosaur Jr. And it's because they're unique sounding.
And he just recently learned that one of the most popular videos was filmed in Augusta.
That's right. Yeah. I can't remember which one it is, but yeah, it was filmed here.
You wouldn't have known that when the video came out, though, because you weren't here.
I did not live here at that time. Yeah. I'd been in the mid 90s probably or late 90s.
I don't remember.
Yep.
I think this is when you were talking about The Les Paul, or no, just kidding. Paul Reed Smith guitar,
Uh-huh.
something, right? Okay. So Draw for Real said, "What makes a great guitar?"
Um, I don't know, as long as you really like it. I I think. Something that is makes you excited to play. Something that you don't here it is. Something that you don't actually think about the guitar. I think a really good guitar is one that you don't have to worry about it staying in tune. You don't have to, um, it just does what you want it to do. I think that's a really good guitar. I have a few of those. Um, and the most you think about them is like when you slam a chord, you go, dang, this is good. But you don't think about any individual thing. You don't think about fret size, you don't think about neck profile, you don't think about, oh, I need another one like this because the curve of the neck and blah. You don't get nerdy. You just slam that E chord and you go, dang, this is good. And then you want to play more. It's not about the specs, it's not about anything. And sometimes it has nothing to do with any of that. It's just the thing that makes you go, dang, this is good. Like James May from Top Gear says, uh, it gives him the fizz, like that. Like whatever guitar gives you the fizz is a good guitar.
Halo 20 said, "I tried sending a support payment, but Google keeps refunding the payment. Sorry, Dylan. Must be because I'm in the UK. Took your advice and went for the 60s Jazz CS. Awesome."
Oh, cool. Very cool. Yeah, those are neat.
Uh, oh, and Halo 20 also said, "Shame you don't do mudbuckers too."
Yeah, maybe you're the one that asked me about that this week. Somebody did ask me about that, and I don't have the hardware for it.
Mm.
Some of that stuff I am looking at because we have a laser now, so we can make a lot more stuff. But sometimes it's just not as when you got to make 100 of them, and then there's 3 people that want them, it's kind of not worth it.
T-Bone. Hey, Dylan and the lovely Leslie. Dylan, I smoke.
Wow.
Dylan, I spoke with a salesperson from Sweetwater. He said the strong rumors are a Fender Player Series 2.
Yeah, I've heard that too. Yep. That'd be cool.
Super chat from Doc Siltonen. Thanks for the super chat, Doc. He said two underrated Canadian guitarists, Ian Thornley
Oh
from
yeah.
Big Wreck and Joey Landreth from Brothers Landreth. Love the acrylic top P90s.
Thanks, man. He's got a guitar that he's working on that he really wants to do some kind of tortoise shell.
I saw that somewhere.
Yeah, so the problem with tortoise shell is a lot of times it's not acrylic. It's and we can't cut um if it's ABS or PVC or anything like that, the laser makes it off gas really dangerous chemicals. So acrylic you can sort of get away with. You still have to leave the garage door open and it still stinks and you still kind of have to be careful. But there's some stuff like if I were to do a tortoiseshell pick guard, if I were to just take a tortoiseshell pick guard material and cut it, it would be bad.
Kyle Ketchimonia?
Hmm.
Is that a name?
He is native.
Ketchimonia. Wow.
I can't remember what tribe, but yes. He's sent me messages before and told me about it.
Oh,
Mhm.
like what it means?
I can't remember.
Oh,
I don't remember. If I think that's who that is. Of course, so many people send us messages. I might have you mixed up, and I'm sorry if I did, but I'm pretty sure.
I sold my Gibson Hummingbird, getting a Martin D18. Good enough for Hank Williams, good enough for me.
Dude, that's so cool. D18 is such a great guitar, and it has its own thing because it's mahogany, right? So yeah, dude, that's great, man. I have one too. And I love that thing. It's awesome.
Super chat from Charles Wallace. Thank you for the super chat, Charles. He said, "You just described my Dylan custom. Still amazed every time I play it."
That's awesome, man. I'm glad you really like that guitar. I liked building that guitar.
I don't Okay. I shouldn't share my thoughts, but I'm assuming that must oh, no, he does say he's Cree, and then it says my name is Big White Man.
Oh, that's interesting.
Is that what that means?
Maybe. I don't obviously don't speak
I missed
Cree.
the first part where he said I'm Cree, and I just saw where it says my name is Big White Man, so
So
I thought he was saying, like, I'm not native.
no. So it's possible that and he may chime in with this and shed some light on it, but a lot of times if in native languages, sometimes
Mm,
if let's say you give birth to a child and that child is very light skinned,
mm,
or if they have, some characteristic physically, they will just,
yeah.
name them based on that. So, but that's a surname, so I'm not sure, but that can happen for sure. Yeah, I've seen it before.
Um, Kinda off topic, but I'll forget to tell you otherwise. New podcast,
Hmm.
Pretendians.
What?
That's what it's about. It's 2 Native Americans who are digging into people who pretend, because it's been like like a lot of politicians and things have come
Mhm.
out lately of people
Mhm.
who claim to be Native American who aren't.
Mhm.
And that's what the podcast is about.
Wow.
And I just listened to the final episode, and at the end, um, the girl was like, "I'm really surprised at how many white people are subscribed and listen to our podcast. And if you're listening to this, thank you for caring about somebody other than yourselves."
Oh, wow. That's interesting. Yeah. It does happen. I have seen it.
Yeah. So Kyle says, Ketchamonia means big white man because of Irish ancestors.
Oh, okay. So there was probably an Irish ancestor in there, and then it caused that,
Caused it. Yes.
you know what I mean?
Thank you for
No,
explaining
that's
that.
neat,
I hope
man.
that wasn't disrespectful. I was literally curious.
That's neat. I think it's cool.
All right. Let me flip back over here. Kevzilla says, "Would a P90 in the bridge position on a Strat do anything useful?"
It would be super gnarly. It sounds awesome, but it's pretty hard to get two other Strat pickups to balance with it super well because it's just so powerful. Um, a P90 is hotter than like a PAF, so it's a gnarly pickup. So yeah, it would be tough to balance.
Super chat from Miserable Turd. He said, "I bought 3 of your P90s pickups at once for my 3 P90 Strat. My luthier installed them and said those were the best P90s he's ever heard."
Thanks, man. I appreciate that.
I I mean, I think we've had that before, but it really is impressive to me when there's like zero context of like who you are. We just met somebody and they found out you wound pickups and they were like, "Who do you wound pickups for?" And you're like,
Mhm.
"Me?"
Yeah.
So I get, thinking about, I don't know this to be true, but assuming his luthier had never heard of, like put them in there and like,
Yeah.
"Oh, these are really good."
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. It does. It's a little bit of validation's not the right. I hate using that word because I feel like I need to be validated. I don't mean it like that. But but sort of like when it comes from somebody else other than the person who actually spent the money,
right.
right? Because you're like, I want them to be good because I spent money on them. Uh,
Yeah, there's no expectation.
I
Yeah.
want them to be
Mhm.
good because I'm the one that made them. But
Mhm.
when somebody totally outside third party says they're good, that's pretty cool.
Or like you also have people who are like connect with you and they're like, "Oh, I really like you. I'm going to buy something
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
to support you."
No, that's cool.
Um Dom D. "I really want to change out the SSL ones in neck and middle and SSL 5 in the bridge on my Strat. Can't quite put my finger on exactly what I don't like about them, but as soon as I play, I'm like, bleh.
So, if you can put your finger on what you don't like and the problem you want to solve, that's what I would like for you to know. Okay. I don't want to give you something that isn't going to solve the problem. I'd rather sell you nothing than sell you the wrong thing. So, um, once you figure that out, send me a message on the chat thing on the website. So go to dylantalkstone.com and the little chat thing, it comes to my phone. That's what that chat is for. And so be like, hey, we talked on the podcast or the live stream the other night, and I'm the one with the DiMarzios, and I want to change them out, blah, blah, blah. Okay, this is what I don't like. When the bridge pickup does this, I don't like it. When the neck pickup, or overall, this is what I don't like. Once you can kind of define that, I will point you in the direction.
If Stathios says, do you think Texas Toast would be able or willing to offer a Challenger Level 1 with a set of your sparkly P90s? I think it would look sick.
If you ordered that guitar, those pickups are a little more expensive. However, you're on Patreon. So, Patreon people get a discount. So, what I would do is I would order the guitar from Matt and Chris and tell them that I'm making special pickups for it. And then you tell me what color you want. I will make them and send them to them. That's how we'll do that. And then that way you don't have to pay extra for them because you're on Patreon. We'll just call it even because of the discount that you get. That's what I would do. That's what I would do for you to make that happen to where you don't end up spending more money and it gets done.
Super chat from Miserable Turd. He says, I want to install 2 new PAF style humbuckers in my Turdcaster guitar. Which ones should I get?
Put in the chat with a bunch of dollar signs in front of it so that we can see it differently. What you use it for. Do you use it for high gain stuff? Do you want it to be super clean? Do you want it to be super vintage? Do you want to coil split them? Once you have that answer, so she can catch it, put a bunch of dollar signs at the beginning so we know it's different from all the other questions that we're getting. And so you don't have to do another, or you can do another super chat if you want. Obviously, I'm not going to dissuade you from doing that, but and let's figure that out.
Super chat from Jeffrey Egan. It's been a while, Jeffrey. He said, back on day shift for a few weeks training for a new position at work. Glad to catch the live again. Okay.
Thanks,
well,
man.
That would explain why I haven't seen you.
Thank you. Yeah, we haven't seen you.
Super chat from Sarge978. Thanks, Sarge, for the super chat. He says, understand way too general for a yes or no, but generally, are bougie boutique $200 to $400 pedals really that much better than 100 to 150-ish lines?
So here's, in my opinion, the thing about pedals. If the pedal makes the sound that you want it to make, or if it does the thing you want it to do, then it's worth buying it. I don't have that many pedals because I don't personally benefit from them that much. I have some and I think they're really cool. That being said, sweetwater.com, link in the description. I'll just give you one. JHS makes their 3 series pedals. They're all white with like really simple printing on them. They're $99 a piece. And Josh really knows what he's doing, and they're really good. That might be a great budget, not budget, but like you're getting a pedal from a really well-known pedal maker that makes the really expensive stuff, who knows how to put it into a $99 pedal and make it work. That's so the JHS. I think they're called the 3 Series. I think they're white. They look kind of generic. I think that's the marketing idea behind them is, because they're cheaper. But they work awesome. They sound great. Just one suggestion.
Miserable Turd said blues, rock, and etc.
DAFs. Get a set of DAFs, put them in there. They'll be awesome.
Evstathios, I don't think this is the same question. P90 in the neck and humbucker in the bridge, or humbucker in the neck and P90 in the bridge?
If it was me, I would do P90 in the bridge and humbucker in the neck.
Jose Daniel Zamora P says, I like you and your family seems nice. That's why I bought, but them being cool looking on top is a big plus.
Thanks, man. And I think he's in Central America.
Oh.
Yeah, we're shipping him way on down there.
Your family seems
He bought a Sasquatch hat too.
Sweet.
Today. And some other stuff. Yeah. Kind of fun. Fun combination of things.
All right. Y'all have 8 minutes and I'm all caught up. And if I miss something you sent, send it in now.
I'm really excited to do these leather ones. I think this stuff is just going to be so cool, man.
Now I feel like I have to look for hidden images when you show me things.
Well, and I really want ideas for patterns and stuff, but knowing that it's going to only be this big.
Yeah,
so
and you can't really be committed to a design because you're going to have holes in it.
Right. So it has to be sort of a repeated pattern or sort of something, I'd really like to do flames somehow. The skulls thing is something I've been thinking about. The only thing I did wrong with this is I didn't dye it. I only treated it. So I think in the future I will dye it with like a walnut first so that it
have a little more depth.
Yep, and I will actually turn the power of the laser down some so you can see because if you hold it on an angle, there's more faces. If you hold it straight up, they kind of go away.
That's creepy.
Isn't that wild?
That's creepy.
If you want skulls to appear in the top of your pickup when you go like this is the one to get. It's pretty neat.
People don't like them. 3 thumbs down.
It's probably because they don't think we were talking about the subject enough. I clicked on this video 45 minutes in and you weren't talking about what I wanted you to talk about. Thumbs down. That's what happens.
It's an interesting tone that they used to type with.
I'm sure that's what it sounds like. Mom, I'm out of Cheetos.
Oh.
I'm sorry. Generic cheese puffs that come in the bag.
All cheese puffs come in a bag.
Yeah, but they're not real Cheetos. I'm thinking they're the generic kind that come in the bag.
But real cheese puffs come in a bag too.
Or the big jar.
Ew.
Because I feel like
Sam's Club.
Yeah, I feel like you'd just sit there in your chair typing mad things on the internet with the jar under your arm and the big one, and you would just.
So you think they just type with one? Oh, you think they have?
No, they got Cheeto fingers on their keyboard. Yeah, oh, for sure.
No.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Charles Wallace says, I installed my first DAF 3 weeks ago in my Esquire, and I am blown away with every new pickup of yours I try.
Thanks, man. What's funny is Charles bought a bunch of pickups without the guitars to put them in, and then he's just gradually kind of going through his projects and putting them in and finding out new things, which is kind of fun.
Honey Shabsig, I apologize if I got that wrong. Telecaster. Do you like the P90 neck with traditional tele bridge? Should the P90 neck be underwound?
No, I love it just the way it is. I actually shipped one of those sets today, and I have one of my personal guitars has that setup in it, and my Batfish has that in it, and I absolutely love it.
Jose Daniel Zamora Pete he said, thanks. I'm from Guatemala.
Okay, that's right.
And Patrick Hardy is here. I haven't seen him on a live show.
Hey, man.
Hello, Patrick.
Hope you're feeling okay.
Miserable Turd, thank you for the super chat. He says, "You can't have skulls on your guitar if you play at church, silly. You can if it looks like marble." It really I did not know. I literally
Yeah,
didn't know.
you can't
It's
really
really
tell. It's kind
subtle.
of neat.
So unless you tell somebody,
Yeah.
they
Plus,
won't
there'll be
know.
strings going across it.
And if they're that close to you, you might wanna
Yeah.
scare them off.
I mean, if they're friends with you, they need Jesus anyway. I'm just kidding.
That was creepy.
Sorry.
That was creepy. 4 more minutes. Feels strange to wait.
Oh yeah, because we do have some off-topic questions on Patreon tonight too, which is cool.
And we know Sarge is here,
Mm-hmm.
and the noodle is very active the last few
Yeah.
days.
I'm actually, once we get to off-topic hour, I was actually going to see if we can remote control the camera, because if you lean to one side, you might be able to see him, and I might be able to actually zoom in and see him, but I'm not sure.
You can see him.
You can see him right there. Yeah. Well, let's finish.
I just leaned the wrong way though because we're backward.
Let's finish the on-topic hour first.
The on topic. All right. Dog Doctor Tim says everybody has a skull. Why shouldn't your guitar?
That's what I say. When people are like, skulls, blah, 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 I'm like, don't you have one in your head? Like, we all have them. And when we die, they all show. So I don't know what.
I've never looked at somebody's skull, by the way. That's creepy.
You haven't like seen shrunken heads in museums or anything?
I guess that's weird. Weirder. I've never seen the skull of somebody I know.
Well, that's probably good. There'd be a podcast about you if that was the case.
Patrick Hardy says, my birthday is Sunday, June 23rd. I think I'm going to buy your leather humbucker pickup DAF for my neck and a Telecaster, maybe next week, saving up my penny.
Excellent. Cool.
Super chat from Sarge978. Thank you for the super chat. He said, there he is. Glad he's doing well.
Yeah, once we get into off-topic hour, I'll tell you what happened.
What happened?
What happened? It's not what happened, but it just he's doing better now.
Jeffrey Egan said, Dylan, I'm looking forward to hearing your tele pickups in the TTG No-Caster Maverick I just bought.
That thing's cool, man. The color combination's cool. That guitar's neat. It's really neat. Yeah, those are flat sixes in that. I made a bunch of flat sixes for that class.
Adrian Smith says, hola. Finally caught the show live again. 2 things. First, my Chibson LP is still untunable, but it's beautiful and serves its purpose well as wall art. Second, I forgot. Get it in off topic. Oh, he forgot his question, maybe? I don't know. Or what he wanted to share.
Yeah, whatever. You can share off topic hour too.
Yeah, cool. Which is now. Boom. Did my job.
Okay, lean over before we do that.
Lean your way.
So this is the off-topic hour. I know. I'm going to zoom in. I'm going to see if I can zoom in with the camera. This is the off-topic hour, and we're going to ask. You can ask any question you want that doesn't have to do with guitars. If you ask a question that has to do with guitars, you have to use a super chat after 9 o'clock. If you don't like that, show up earlier next week. We've been doing it this long time this way, and people seem to love it. Hang out, talk about whatever, and just enjoy each other's company and get to know you and the community and such. So yeah, super cool. So first off-topic thing we're going to do, we do have some Patreon questions, but in case the snake wants to go to bed, I was thinking we could. Let me redefine this preset really quick. Is that update? Yeah. And then we should, sorry, be able to zoom in right there. and see him. There he is. He's huge, and he's doing well, and things are going well. He's I'm really surprised that he was up and out and about 4 o'clock today. So anyway, there he is. He's doing pretty awesome. All right, back to the preset. So
My squeaky chair. Nope.
what the heck happened? Well, that was weird.
Well, you can't have a preview if you're live. How are you doing that anyway?
I don't know.
That's weird.
That was weird. Okay. Anyway, so basically, Sarge, what happened is I could not get him. He was like, I tried to feed him. Basically, what I think happened is you said before you sent him to me that he hadn't eaten in a while. So I tried to feed him about 2 weeks after he got here, which was earlier this week. It was 2 weeks. And he did not want to eat. But he sniffed around and was very interested, but did not strike and did not want to eat. However, this is sort of gross, but he pooped a couple hours later. And from what I understand is that the smell of food can oftentimes like get their cycle going again of how they digest food and whatever. And so the fact that he used the bathroom is super cool because ever since he did that, now he's on like a come out during the night. He didn't even come out at night before. So come out during the night and be up in the morning still when we get up and then go into his cool. Oh, the other thing I did was I moved his hides around so that they were more defined from warm to cold and were, hot side versus not hot side. And he loves it better. So like right now he's on the hot side. He spent most of the day on the cool side. He's moving around. He's like way more active. So I think it's just some basic husbandry things that maybe I didn't have figured out. But since we have 3 snakes, it's really helpful to like watch the behavior of all of them because you learn like, oh, well, maybe if this one's not doing that, then maybe let me try it over here. And so anyway, I made a couple of changes and now he's doing awesome. I'm going to try to feed him next Monday. Monday's official snake feeding day around here. So I'm just going to feed him Monday or try to feed him Monday, but I bet he will eat. He just has a look about him. You can just tell that he's just more interested in everything. So we'll see. But this week has been awesome. He's been great.
All right, you
Yep.
want to take the
Yeah, we got a
off-topic?
couple of off-topic Patreon questions.
Real quick before we lose the context, Charles Wallace just said, "Thank you for remembering the method behind my madness. Made my evening."
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, he's always buying stuff and then I don't have a guitar to put this in, but I have an idea.
All right. Speaking of Charles, he says, "Good evening, Leslie and Dylan. Thank you for sharing your evening with us."
You are welcome, sir.
Thanks for sharing your evening.
He put that in over on Patreon, so we included it here.
All right. Shane, off topic. Do you think the Oilers can pull off a reverse sweep of the Panthers? Last time it was done was in 2014 by the Kings over the Sharks.
If the Panthers can stay out of the penalty box, they will win. But the Oilers penalty kill or the Oilers power play game is so good. And the other night, I mean, Florida just killed themselves with stupid penalties. Like, it is my opinion that you should not ever have too many men on the ice during the playoffs. And like, if you made it this far, your coaching and your execution should be good. That should never even come into the game. And I think they had 2 of them. Like, it's just stupid. So their mistakes are stupid. So hopefully they can tighten it up. If they can stay out of the box, they'll beat the Oilers. If they can't stay out of the box, the Oilers will beat them. They'll beat themselves. They're going to beat themselves if they lose, is my opinion.
Super chat from Sarge978. Thank you, Sarge. He said, I'm happy to hear. He was definitely one of my more nocturnal guys for sure. Really glad he's settling in well.
Yeah, I think so. I think this week we made a big level of progress and he's doing awesome.
Mm-hmm. And then we had another last question here that came in early. Matt, off topic, not really a question, but just a comment. Just received my Civivi Cogent button flipper pocket knife
Ooh, you have one of those.
and Lamy Safari fountain pen this week. Somewhat color matching in a pastel type aqua green. Very cool. Thanks for your input.
So that means that you probably have the green micarta Civivi Cogent. That is a super cool color. And that's one of the, I think, did I buy one of those for Brianna? I might have. They're really, I love that color. Leslie has a purple G10 Civivi Cogent over there, and that's neat. Those are cool knives. The action's really good. The thing about Civivis that's so good is their edges, factory edges, are real sharp. They're always really good. And of course, a Lamy Safari, you can't go wrong. Actually, I've got one right here. I bought Leslie another purple one so that I could get my charcoal one back. This is the first fountain pen really that I bought.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So
Um,
all those many weeks ago.
Miserable Turd said, are those fishing lures in Leslie's ears or earrings?
They are earrings,
They're
but I
earrings.
suppose
They
you could
only have
use them.
one. There is a feather on there, but these are leather. So you don't use leather for fishing lures.
I could totally make those.
Well, do it. They have to have sparkly in them though, because I like the foil leather.
Yeah.
So not fishing lures. Jeffrey Egan said, do the snakes just roam the house freely?
No.
They do not.
We've got one that wants to real bad.
We have one that would disappear.
Yeah, he's gnarly. We've got one that's super kind of in the middle and just chill and just looks at everything. That's this one. And then we've got one that you never ever see. He's like totally you can't
unless you feed him.
unless you feed him. He's always ready to eat. Like he's the easiest one to feed, but other than that, you never see him. And then we've got one that as soon as his light turns off at night, like all the other lights in the house could be on, but as soon as his light turns off, boom, he's out. He's stretched out.
Checking
He's
all
like
the corners.
checking all the corners, trying to escape, like looking up at the little vent where the air comes in. Like he'll stand all the way straight up. Like he's got abs of steel, man.
Mm-hmm.
He's cool.
All right. What else were you supposed to talk about off topic tonight?
I did want to mention, this is just a plug for our other channel, the Dylan and Leslie channel. So youtube.com/Dylan and Leslie. Although most of you, if you're here at the off topic hour, chances are you already know about it. But I just wanted to tell you because we've been uploading a video every couple days over there. So I'm going to have a bunch of knife reviews coming pretty soon.
That's news to me because I haven't got any pictures.
Sorry.
I can't be consistent if
I've
you
been
don't,
busy.
if you don't be consistent.
Well, yeah, and I think part of it, because she's trying to do a blog post for each one of the videos, and so yeah.
Miserable Turd said, what kind of snakes are they?
Ball pythons.
Yep. All three. Different morphs.
Different morphs, different ages. Well, the two younger ones are the same age, from the same breeder. And then I actually got this one from Sarge. So
Miserable Turd said, do the snakes like the dog and cats? We don't have cats.
We don't have cats. The dog and
Chester
booped
noses.
They've booped noses and they've figured each other out a little bit. Hannibal, which is the other young one, he's still pretty timid and really tense when he's out. So he's still figuring out life. And I haven't handled him yet because we've only had him a couple weeks. So I'm really giving him some time. He hasn't eaten yet since he's been here. So I haven't really handled him yet.
I feel like the dog would be like, no.
Yeah. The dog won't mess with him.
He's big.
Yeah. We have a bearded dragon that's really big, and we'll let him run around the house. He has a little collar with a bell on it, so you know where he's at. And if he will run off into another room, the dog will actually go and find him and then like come and tell you, like, Timmy's in the well, like, yeah, he'll like look after him and, stuff. So, yeah, dog's pretty smart, actually.
Miserable Turd said, how long will the snakes get? 30 feet?
No, 3. Well, I don't know. I got one he's probably 3 feet already, but he's grown.
Jim Woodard said, I didn't know he had snakes. He said, my ball python sucks at escaping. He's almost always out, but I've forgotten to put his cage top on and he just stays in his enclosure. Doesn't care. Easy to feed. He's a clown morph.
Oh, cool.
Curtis Chavez says, we make jewelry of silver and turquoise here in New Mexico, Navajo, Pueblo, and Apache. Do other tribes use different materials outside of the Southwest?
So the answer is yes. However, most of my experience comes from the Southwest because I spent a long time in the Southwest. And so I lived on the Navajo reservation and the Hopi reservation for a while. And I lived in Flagstaff, which is on the border of the Navajo reservation, for a while. So the most Native American art experience, my tribe's not from there, but the most Native American art experience I have is from there. And I have friends who make jewelry, who do all that stuff. So like some of the pieces that I even wear were made out there. I love it. Yeah, absolutely. I love Native jewelry. It's funny because when I lived out there, I hated it. Like I think it was just so everywhere that I kind of got tired of it. But man, I love it now. I love it.
Vinny's World.
What's up, man?
He said, imagine Dylan using that voice to do voiceover clips for Bandit.
I've thought about it. I uploaded a little short video on Facebook or something today, me dragging him around in the kitchen.
Yeah, I heard that happening.
Did you? I made a lot of good videos today.
Miserable Turd said, I hope Leslie doesn't ever wake up with a snake wrapped around her neck. If I do, y'all just make a podcast out of it, okay?
Yep.
If I have a tragic death, I at least want there to be a podcast.
Yes. Put that in your will.
I mean, I'm hoping I don't have a tragic death.
No, I hope you don't either.
But you're like creepily like, okay, I got you.
No.
Like that's not cool.
No. Nothing can happen to you. Nothing bad. Good things can happen to you, but nothing bad.
Oh, Jim Woodard only has one snake. He has several saltwater fish.
Ooh, I want a saltwater tank so bad. I actually have a 120-gallon tank in a shed that I want to do something with, but I don't really have anywhere to put it. So
because you have snakes everywhere.
I know. So for the time being, we're not going to have fish. We have a bearded dragon. We have a crested gecko. We have 3 snakes. We have a dog, and we have a flying squirrel. What is that thing? Sugar glider.
Flying squirrel.
The flying squirrel isn't really my thing. It's Brianna's. It's in her room. I never see it. I don't really care about it. But
she's super cute.
She is really cute when you get to see her, but I'm just not into her.
She just wants you to give her snacks.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. What else off topic is going on?
I don't know. Hogman Hawk said his phone died and he had to beat his son at tetherball. So I guess he just showed back up.
Dude, tetherball rules, and I can beat anybody at tetherball. Oh my God, I love tetherball. We had one when I was a kid. We had like full on tournaments. I would play until my hands bled, man. I love tetherball. Tetherball is you have a pole with a string on it with a ball on the end of the string. And you stand on opposite sides and you bat the ball around and it's on a string. So it goes around. And if one person hits the ball clockwise and the other person hits the ball counterclockwise, and there's various rules and stuff. And if you can't stop the ball from going around and it comes all the way around and touches the pole, you lose.
Okay.
Dude, it's so fun. Oh my God. We used to play it. We had one in our backyard. I played that as a kid, like all the way through till I was an adult. We played it. I was like,
Hogman Hawk said challenge accepted.
oh my God, I love tetherball. So fun. My dad actually we had like a permanent one. We had, he got like a flagpole from a school and my dad was like when I was really little, he was a concrete finisher. So we always had a brick mason. So everything about our house and everything was always like super good concrete. So we had, he like concreted it into the ground. We had like, it was like mowed around it in a circle. It was like official tetherball, man. Yeah, it was awesome. Had like softball dirt in it. Yeah, it was cool, man. I love tetherball.
Sarge978, thank you for the super chat. He said, did you play by yourself like Napoleon Dynamite?
No. That's really funny though.
Probably.
Probably.
Tis quiet.
Yep.
Oh, what am I holding over here? Oh, nothing. I did that. Oops. And then you lose your place. I don't know why they haven't fixed that. You need to file bug report. Really gets on my nerves. Hogman Hawk says, of course, I'm 7 beers in and all that goes with that.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Camping.
Yep. Camping sounds fun when you do that kind of stuff. Yeah, we were just talking to some friends the other night about going up to the lake and spending some Sunday afternoons and some Saturday nights up at the lake. We have a Corps of Engineers lake about 20 minutes from here, so take the van up, set it up, do some stuff. We used the van last week. That's a little off-topic thing. We were in that thing for 3 days. Went really well. I think the hot water heater bypass thing, because when I winterized it, was turned off, so I never had hot water all weekend. I can't remember which way it was supposed to go, so I never figured it out. So I got to figure that out. But so I had a couple cold showers, but it was no big deal.
Okay. I always skip on purpose because Adrian Smith likes to share tunes in the comments, but he just shared it again and says, I hope you catch it this time. So I'm going to read it to you.
Okay.
It must be to the tone of Frosty the Snowman. I'm not going to sing it.
Okay.
It says, Dylan the Tone Man. There must have been some magic in those old pickups you wound, for when I put them in my Strat, they began to dance around.
Nice.
I feel like you might send that in every week, and I always skip it.
Oh, really?
Sorry, Adrian.
That's awesome. Somebody took the time. Adrian took the time to be creative. Dig it.
Miserable Turd said, tethered balls, bearded dragons, ball pythons. This sounds like Cinemax.
Cinemax. Skinemax?
Does it still have that reputation? Apparently.
I don't know.
I don't either.
I don't either.
I tried to look the other day, like, on other platforms that are seemingly popular, like what their big shows were, and because I got an email, I guess somebody must have been like, get a subscription at some ridiculously low price. And I was like, what do they even have? Like, why do I want to pay that? And Netflix is really killing it with like their originals versus other places.
Yeah.
Anyway, I didn't find anything interesting. I haven't looked on I don't think I've ever done Cinemax. I've done Showtime.
We've done Showtime because there's been some documentaries
and I've
and some
done
stuff.
HBO.
Yeah.
But I haven't looked on either of those lately. I don't know that I've ever watched Cinemax.
I can't think of a
Actually.
reason to. Yeah. There's been a couple of shows on Showtime that we were like, I have to watch the Kennedy assassination thing, the new one that came out. Who did it? Anyway, the director. Yeah. I think we subscribed to Showtime just for that.
Super chat from Sarge978. Thank you, Sarge. He said wasn't going to sing it, but more or less did.
Yeah, you did have a rhyme to it when you rhythm
It's
to
hard
it when
to
you
like
did.
read it and not have that though.
Yeah.
Like once you know what it is, you like can't unsee it or unhear it.
Yeah.
I mean, I like poetry. You could read it like poetry.
I get it.
Surely I don't sing worse than Frosty the Snowman though, so I don't know. But I'm still not gonna sing it.
No. It's all right.
He said yes, it's like the millionth time. Thanks, Leslie. Adrian.
Wow.
Well, thanks for being so persistent and
Looks like
showing
we
up.
took you off of ignore
Aw.
finally. Jeez, I didn't know she was ignoring somebody. I'm just
Wow.
kidding. It's fine.
That's funny. Miserable Turd said, my wife says that Cinemax at night just looks like naked people pushing furniture.
Oh my God. Pushing. That's really funny.
Jeffrey Egan says a guy at work makes enclosures for snakes and various critters on the side. His business is called Hero Havoc. I guess he's made some for popular YouTubers that talk about that kind of stuff.
Oh, that's neat. I got mine.
Herp Havoc. It was a typo.
Oh.
Herp Havoc.
I got mine in Atlanta. There's a place over there, Infinity Enclosures. And they'll custom build you one. And one of them I bought has like all the background all in it and like the hides and stuff all built in. Which is why we can never find the snake. Because he hides behind the whole thing. So I've started filling it with spray foam so I can get him to hide in certain spots. I'm trying to get him. Yeah. I'm playing around with it a little bit.
Hogman Hawk says, have you noticed you can sing anything to the Gambler tune? I don't know what the Gambler tune is.
The Gambler is, you got to know when to fold them.
Oh. Why would you sing anything else than that?
I don't know. That song is awesome.
Now I realize that is what that song is.
So I know this is sort of guitar related, but it's not. Just talk about music for a second. Somebody on my post about people really got bent about that Taylor Swift deal, you know? And somebody was like, all she does is strum chords, blah, 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 like basic chords. And I'm like, you mean like Johnny Cash, Johnny Ramone, Bob Dylan, Neil Young? Like, I mean, let's just go down the list, man, of people, Cat Stevens, of people who strummed chords. Like, and, you know, Green Day. And they're all the same chords. They're like all the same songs.
Dog Dr. Tim says, Dylan, have you seen any interesting new knives or guns or pens on the horizon?
You had to ask. So, you know, we went to Blade Show.
But it's not new.
What?
I mean, I feel like he's like new, like newly released.
Oh.
And you're going with new to you.
Yeah. This knife right here, Medford, this Medford OTF is just out. In fact, this is one of the very first production models. Apparently, a bunch of people got.
Sarge978, thank you for the super chat. He says, likes the Gambler, but hates Fleetwood Mac. Shame.
Apparently, a bunch of people got mad because they're waiting on these knives,
And they had him at
and they
Blade
had
Show.
him at Blade Show, and he's like, dude, I had to sell some knives. Apparently, he said he has almost $500,000 into developing this knife.
Whoa.
Yeah. So it's so good, though, man. It's so good. And then, yes, I do have a new gun on the horizon. Matt sort of gave it away.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
He's like, I wonder if he's going to talk about his new, and he said the name of it. And I was like, ugh,
Can't keep it a secret now.
no.
If you want a secret, don't tell Matt.
Well, when I talk about pistol stuff or rifle stuff, it's always talking to Matt about it because me and him talk about that stuff a lot. So, but yep, I'm excited. I did not get a shipping confirmation for it today, so maybe I'll get one tomorrow. We'll see.
He said maybe.
Yeah, he did say maybe.
Charles Wallace is naming country songs from, or country artists from when I was big into country. He said Alan Jackson, Clint Black, Toby Keith, etc., etc.
Yeah, they're all just 4-chord songs, all of them. Yeah, and you think about the first really good guitar players, and now there's a bunch of them. Now there's tons of really good guitar players in country music, but before it was just kind of rhythmy stuff, which was fun, and gimmicky and easy to listen to, and
Dog Dr. Tim says, I want an OTF so badly.
um
What's your favorite?
my favorite OTF
Yeah.
now,
Yeah.
this thing is amazing, but it's real hard to get
It's real hard to move if you have
and
weak
it's
thumbs.
real expensive. Microtech. Get a Microtech. If you want an OTF, get a Microtech. That's what you should get. UTX 85 is probably, so here, hang on. So I have all three sizes. Oops, because I have a UTX 75. So this is a UTX Microtech. This is the Blade HQ Desert Warrior. So this is the UTX. This is the actual UTX. This is the UTX 85. And they come in all kind of blade shapes and colors and all kind of stuff. The UTX 85 is 85% of the size of this one. That's why they call it that. And then this is the UTX 75, which is 75% of the big one. And this one has a Tonto blade on it. I really, really like this little knife, actually. And you have one of these too, right? You have a purple one with a Tonto blade?
Is mine Tonto?
Or is yours this?
I don't think it looks like that. I think it looks like
I
that.
think it's a drop point.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Anyway, yeah, no, I really like them. But here's the thing. This one, but what I'll tell you is this knife costs twice as much as this one. So, because it's a Medford. Medfords are really expensive. But there is a difference. I can't explain it exactly. This feels like it's springs and a switch, which is what it is, which is what this one is too. But for some reason, this feels like a hydraulic ram. It's just unbelievable. It's just so good. If you didn't want to spend that much, I think the new hotness in OTF land is the Kershaw Live Wire. It's about $220 or something, or $250. It's not expensive in OTF terms. It's not expensive. Much more reasonably priced. Blade HQ right now has a Blade HQ exclusive in Ultim. So, and it's not, it's milled Ultim, and you can see through it. Like, so Ultim sometimes is, let me see, I have an Ultim pen in my pocket.
While you're talking, Dog Doctor Tim said, "Are those clipped and are they safe to pocket carry?"
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't
Yeah.
accidentally open that.
So this is Ultim, you know, this is that like amber colored stuff. And see how it's kind of frosty looking? The new one, yeah, I do. I have
Okay.
one Ultim knife. The new one from Kershaw at Blade HQ is somehow polished, so you can like really see through it like glass, but it's like that amber color. It's really cool. Yeah, you can't accidentally deploy these. They do all have clips. My favorite size is the UTX 85 because it's an actual pocket knife that actually kind of works properly like a pocket knife. Yeah, I really like it. This was my first OTF Microtech. And then I got this one, and I bought one for Leslie, and then I got this one. So yeah, but I just picked this up at Blade Show. This it's incredible, but it's a whole nother league of everything, price, work, you know, everything. So yep, but that's probably my. And then I got a couple new Protex too that I'm really stoked on that I've been carrying a bunch, and I got a couple new fixed blades lately that I really like too. I got another half face blades. I got a dagger that I really like that I can pocket carry, which is cool because I pocket carry a fixed blade a lot. And then I got a Spartan fixed blade that I pocket carry a lot that I really like. So, and I got a new pistol on the way. It's coming sometime, probably early next week, I would think. And that's
I can never remember the name. What's the fixed blade that I got?
you got a Stroop Knives. Yeah.
I don't know why I can't remember that.
Yeah.
I feel bad too.
That's a neat knife too.
Really nice.
Really nice people, really handmade, like really neat. Stroop Knives is really neat. I see a bunch of question marks.
Yeah, I feel like you got cut off though, so I was waiting for the rest of it. It's Kyle Ketchamonia. He said, "My best friend and I are starting a YouTube podcast channel about gear.
Cool.
What's some advice for a new podcast?" Is the rest of it.
Consistency. You know, if you think about us doing this, we never, ever, ever, ever miss this for any reason. People, yeah, if you only post once in a while, it won't grow very quickly. The other thing I would say is do what you want to do. Do not worry about trying to build an audience. Don't do things to build audience. Do things that you want to do. It will be a slower burn. You know, it's taken me 10 years to get to 100,000 subscribers, and we're still not there yet. 11 years. But you're all here talking to us about nothing. And we're actually friends. Like we're becoming friends. We have really loyal. I'm really proud of that. When I talk to brands about, you know, hey, do you want to sponsor this video or whatever, which doesn't happen very often, but like Sweetwater will call and, you know, we'll talk about doing a sponsored video or whatever. And I'd be like, look, man, I only have this many subscribers, but these people, we are all actual friends. Like there's a list of you in here that we've met in person. Like, so worry about that. Like do things that you love and worry about your creation, your community more than doing things to get views. It'll take longer. It'll be better.
Super chat from Sarge978. Thank you for the super chat, Sarge. He says, "Here in the People's Democratic Republic of Massachusetts, we're not allowed to have cool knives."
Nope. They're not allowed to have magazines either.
Wow.
Like real size magazines.
Real size.
They got to carry like baby ones.
It ain't like that in Georgia.
Nope. Nope. You can carry any knife you want here, basically. I think if you carry a sword in public, there's something beyond 12 inches, I think. But I think you.
Even though you have open carry, like, it doesn't fall under some kind of
So I can't remember. Oh, man, I guess we could look. I have that app on my phone. I can't remember on the knife thing about the open carry part. But yeah, you can open carry a firearm here, which is dumb, but you can. I wouldn't.
but people do.
But people do. Yeah.
Because they can.
Yep. Which is fine. It's whatever. Here we go. Let me see. Blah, blah, blah. Reciprocity. Let me see if I can figure it out. What else we got?
Jeffrey Egan said it was very cool meeting y'all.
Yeah, I would totally hang out with you again.
Yeah, I just think it's fascinating. Like, I mean, I learned things about people when we meet them in person that I would never know otherwise.
Yep.
Um, again, a benefit to like even off topic things. Like, we just learn things about people that's really cool.
Oh, so you,
Did you just learn something?
yeah. So with knives with blades up to 12 inches long can be carried without restriction. Anything longer than 12, this is weird. You have to have a concealed carry permit,
Hmm.
even though you can't conceal it.
You stick it in your
Stick it in your
pants?
pants, I guess. I don't know, which is weird. Which I kind of knew that, but yeah.
Or maybe
Okay.
it's not that you have to conceal it. Maybe it's just that you have to have a permit.
You have to have a permit.
Right.
Yeah. Even if
But
you carry it
it's
open.
concealed carry. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
it doesn't mean you have to conceal it, is what I'm
correct.
saying.
Concealed carry permit um is applies to knives and to firearms. So
Right.
yeah.
Either way.
Balisongs, bowies, switchblades, throwing knives, and stars, disguised knives like pen knives, lipstick knives, and comb knives, automatic knives, stilettos, dirks, daggers, spring-powered automatic knives, and ballistic knives are all legal in Georgia.
I didn't even know there were that many kinds of
There
knives.
are that many kinds. So, like in California, where my nephew lives, I bought him an automatic knife, but it has to be under 2 inches. So I bought him a ProTech Runt.
It's a great knife.
Yeah, you have one of those too. Yeah, but it's under 2 inches. That's he could carry a Microtech Exo set, which is under 2 inches, but like this knife right here, you can't carry in California because it's automatic and it's over 2 inches. In Colorado, you can't carry anything over 3.5, which is weird because that's Chris Reeves Sabenza is over 3.5.
Mm.
My Spartan Harsey folder is over 3.5. This knife is over 3.5.
Tom M said, "Is it a permit or a license?"
It's a license, but I think in this state, it's your concealed carry permit works. I mean, we have concealed carry permits, so it works.
What do you mean? Why? You just said license and permit in the same
But,
sentence.
but if you have your concealed carry permit, I don't think you need the license.
What is a license?
I think it is the concealed carry permit.
Oh.
That's what I'm saying. Because I think in some states it is. It's a separate thing, but I think here it's the same.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like a driver's license. It's
Yeah, it's like
very
yeah, it
it's
looks
like a
exactly like a driver's
form of
license.
identification.
Sometimes people will card me at the grocery store and I'll accidentally take it out instead of
Yeah.
just because it looks the same. I just pull it out and use it.
Well, it means you're the same age that you need to be if you're getting carded anywhere.
Yep.
The appropriate age above.
It's not sideways.
Mhm.
Got under 21 person.
Yeah, folks are now just talking about their restrictive states and wanting to be out of them.
Yeah, I mean, some of the stuff's funny. Like The knife thing's real funny to me. Like, I don't understand why you would have. Here's the weird thing. I'm pretty sure, because I looked this up before. You can't carry a knife in school, right? And you'll get kicked out if you have a knife in school.
Mhm.
If it's over 2 inches. Actually, the law is under 2 inches. So you could carry a ProTech Runt or an Exocet.
Yeah, but schools have their
Technically,
own rules.
right. Well, that's true. But legally in Georgia, and I'm not a lawyer, so don't like go do this. But legally, I think it's 2 inches.
But all your handbooks
Are gonna, yeah,
say
yeah, 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 yeah,
specifically,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, they're probably school district rules. Probably,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I
All
don't know.
right.
At least I'm not a kid anymore, so I don't have to worry about it. I can do adult things because I'm adulting.
I'm not very good at that. I mean, I guess I go to work.
We're just big kids, really. The
I
toys
go
get
to
more
work.
expensive. All right. Well, thanks for hanging out tonight, you guys. It's been super fun. I don't know if there's going to be a video tomorrow or not. I've got a bunch of stuff to do, and I'm working at a bunch of stuff, so we'll see. But yeah, I'll put the leather stuff on the internet tomorrow, so you can buy that. We'll
Awesome.
see you later. Thanks.